do it again. What's going on with my audio? Oh, Lord, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's play it. Let's try it again.
Counsel of the day with Shanrae.
To do something, it's not really about me getting something. It's not about what I want. The defiance is, I just don't want to do what you want. I don't even care about the Legos, but if you tell me to put them away, I'm not going to. So when you get oppositional defiant disorder coupled with ADHD, it's a real mess. Sometimes this can also cross into conduct disorder, which is what we call antisocial personality disorder in adults, which is like sociopathy, for example. So it can be a really bad mess, because what you have is oppositional defiance, which sometimes has difficulty with emotional regulation. And then we also know that the brains of people with ADHD, they're more sensitive to negative emotions. So they also can sometimes experience emotional dysregulation.
Okay. And welcome the Counsel of the Day with Shanrae, and I am Shanrae. And y'all, please excuse me. There is a new system that's been added onto the platform that I use. And so I'm trying to make sure that I'm on every different platform. My sound has been affected. Let me go back and see if I'm live. I don't know if some of y'all see me. Y'all are supposed to be able to see me on a couple of different platforms like Facebook and Instagram. So I'm trying to see if y'all can see me on these different platforms here. Let me try it again. But welcome. Okay, I do see that I'm on Facebook as well. All right, this is good. Let me make sure my sound is down on here. Welcome the Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. I am Shanrae. Let me move this along very quickly because this 30 minutes is going to come and go. That's a picture of it's a staged adult with ODD. Okay, I am a degree counselor from Ashford University, and let me start with my website disclaimer. I'm going to open it and I'm going to close it very briefly. Give me one moment, though. Give me one moment. Okay. And I hope that everybody has had a great week. I have had a challenging weekend. I was under the weather all weekend long. I'm trying to bounce back, y'all. Trying to bounce back. But I mean, I had a challenging weekend. I had a reaction to taking medicine, antibiotic, a medicine. I've been having ear infections, and I had an adverse reaction. So it really just, I've been out of it all weekend long, But I'm all right. I'm here, y'all. I'm here. All right. So let's open this up really quickly, and then we'll get started. And we're going to go back. All right. Please be aware that due to the nature of the technology that I'm using, that there can be no assurance of confidentiality when using this online service. It should also be noted that due to changes in policies, that all replies are to be used as advisory and informational only and will not constitute an official determination. Information provided by myself are subject to the limitations of current and available material, but the final responsibility for successfully achieving a goal rests with you, the individual. But information online is designed to be helpful, but however, this information does change frequently, and it is recommended that you consult another physician, specialist, and or religious leader to aid you in your overall behavioral wellness. Okay. My bio, I have it. I'm not going to read it on tonight. It's not necessary. I don't want to run over time. But we are on week 3, part 1 of ODD, Oppositional Defiant Disorder. This week is in undiagnosed adults. There are some. Hi, Tamika. How are you? So good to see you. It's so good to see you. There are so many so many people out there that have these different type of symptoms, and they may not even understand. Thank you, Tamika. They may not even understand some of the things that they're experiencing and that they're going through. And so to bring awareness to the communities and those that are viewers that are watching, and just not to, I don't want anyone to feel ashamed about anything. There, same thing if you having issues with asthma, somebody that's diagnosed with asthma or diabetes, they don't understand what's going on with them until they find out or they hear a specialist talk about what they're experiencing. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're putting two and two together. A lot of people, I remember my mother found out that she had gout. That doesn't even run in our family, gout. But she was having those symptoms and didn't know what was going on. When she found out about it and heard about it from a specialist, then she went and she got the treatment that she needed so she can become 100% once again. So this is my give back as a degree counselor, just to bring awareness to different type of diagnoses and different type of disorders that are, that are out here and that are giving treatment remedies and options and strategies. All right. So let's move this on. I did my website disclaimer, and I'm so grateful because we do have Pastor Kibwe Owens that will be on tonight, giving our inspirational nugget ended tonight with us. I'm a Christian counselor, and I'm going to open this very quickly and then close it back. Okay, and my scripture comes from Deuteronomy 31:6, NIV version. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you, nor will he forsake you. All right. And so I'm a Christian counselor. I do not try to put my belief on anyone else. I'm just choose to be a Christian counselor. That's my calling. All right. The key points for tonight. Let me open this up and then close it back a little bit. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about number one, key signs and behaviors of adults who are struggling with ODD symptoms. Number two, what does oppositional defiant disorder look like in adults? Number three, symptoms of oppositional defiant disorder in adults in their home. And number four, symptoms of oppositional defiant disorder in adults at work. Of course, we always end with our takeaway and our quote. So, in undiagnosed adults, oppositional defiant disorder, aka ODD, presents as a persistent pattern, a persistent pattern of hostility and defiance that can disrupt relationships, work, and daily life. Symptoms include frequent anger and irritability, a need to win arguments, and a tendency to blame others for their own mistakes. Many adults don't seek treatment for ODD, often leading to a misdiagnosis of other conditions like ADHD or anxiety, or they may even seek help for secondary issues like substance abuse, depression, or job-related issues. Okay. But these are key signs and behaviors key signs and behaviors concerning an adult who's struggling with ODD. And let me move my PowerPoint along, or my presentation. I want to say move this along. Oh, okay. It don't want to. My mouse don't want to work with me tonight. Come on, here we go. All right. So here's some key signs and behaviors. Number one, irritable and angry mood swings, frequent temper tantrums, or an easily provoked temper. Now, we all know people. We all know adults. We all know people like that. Okay, this is one thing. Frequent. Remember, frequent. Number two, argumentative and defiant, constantly arguing with authority figures, deliberately annoying people, refusing to comply with the rules. I'm going to put a pause right here. I work for a city hall here in Georgia. I work for a city hall here in Georgia. And there was a young lady who was coming through security, not security, because of course the city halls have officers, police officers, not security guards that work there. And so one of the police officers that was on duty that day was letting it was a young lady and her friend that were coming in to take care of some business there at City Hall. So the officer was actually being very nice. The officer stated, I see what's in your pocketbook. I'm going to give you an opportunity to take it to your car. Just grab your money and your bill, come back and pay your bill and go. The young lady had to be about maybe between 21 and 24 years old. And so the young lady sat there and she continued to say, she said, sounds like my soon to be ex-husband. I'm so sorry, Tamika. Oh my gosh. Tamika said, and I'm gonna put this on here so y'all can see. I'm sorry. Tamika said it sounds like her soon to be ex-husband, y'all. I'm so sorry. Oh Lord. Yes, maybe Tamika. I mean, it was funny the way it just caught me off guard when you said that. Would he be open to going to get to get a testing, to get tested for it, to get help before the ink is dry on the paperwork? And that's just a question. Would he be open to it? And okay. So let me get back to the story. So the young lady, just defiant. She kept saying, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. The police officer said again, I'm going to do that. I normally don't do this, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to get your purse. I see the contraband that is in your purse. And here in Georgia and in the South, contraband is not legal. It's not legalized here. It is in other states, but it's not here. And so she said, I see the contraband that is in your purse. If you cross this threshold, you're going to go to jail. The young lady was just defiant, argumentative. I don't have anything. She came around. She said, you're about to be arrested, young lady. Her friend grabbed her purse and ran out of the city hall, and saved that girl from getting arrested. And she just sat there like she didn't do anything wrong. The police officer actually told her 3 times, I'm trying to give you an opportunity to take your purse, take it to the car. And then, you come back with your bill and whatever you need, whatever you have and your money, and take care of your business. But I'm going to give you an opportunity to go to your car, take your purse to the car, because if you cross this threshold, I have an obligation. I have to arrest you because I see the contraband that is in your pocketbook. That young lady, she argued her down. There's nothing in my purse. She just refused to admit to the fact that she had what the officer saw on the video. So excuse me, on the camera, saw what was in her purse. And I tell you, and I said, well, I thought about that, and I said, classic signs of adult ODD that is undiagnosed. Okay, so let me go back. Argumentative and defiant. Constantly arguing with authority figures, deliberately annoying people, and refusing to comply with the rules. Okay. Number 3, blame others and vindictive. Blaming others for their mistakes and behaving vindictively or spitefully. Number 4, conflict prone. Experiencing conflicts at work and in relationships, and having a low tolerance for frustration. And number 5, difficulty with criticism. Let me make sure I said that right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5 is difficulty with being criticized or criticism, being unable to take criticism and feeling relentlessly defensive when they are confronted about something, areas of their life that they need to be improved in. I'm gonna put a pinpoint right here. There was someone that I was speaking with, and made a suggestion about maybe getting tested for certain symptoms that I had noticed during some time in counsel, and the person was just like this, very. They could not take the criticism at all, and they took what was being said as criticism, understood what was going on, and just really just couldn't handle it, and about maybe we should look into this, and the person was just coming back and okay, well, all right, it was just a suggestion. You see that, right? It was just a suggestion. Even to the point, well, what about you? You ain't perfect. You're right. It was just a suggestion. We're going to move this along. And it's okay. It's all right. So when they're ready, they'll get the help when they're ready. Challenges and consequences, all right, of an undiagnosed adult with ODD. All right, strained relationships, difficulty maintaining relationships with their family members, co-workers, and their friends. Job instability, the trouble keeping a job due to conflicts with authority or aggressive behavior that they're doing on the job. Number 3, misdiagnosis. Adults with ODD are often misdiagnosed, seeking help for symptoms of depression, maybe seeking help for symptoms of anxiety or ADD or ADHD, which also can coexist with oppositional defiant disorder. Misdiagnosis. They don't get the full diagnosis. All right. And then secondary issues like a higher risk of developing substance abuse. A lot of times people with certain disorders, they what they call self-medicate. They drink alcohol to fill the gaps that need to be filled, in the brain. They smoke weed. And they tell themselves, "Oh, this makes me better." To them, they feel like it does, but to everyone else around them, we still see the same symptoms. It's just to them they feel like it makes them better, or harder things that they do, which is called self-medicate. Okay, so secondary issues, again, a higher risk of developing substance abuse issues or experiencing mental health problems like anxiety or depression. So how is this presented in adults? Okay, adults, let me move my thing. I'm just talking and I'm not moving it along so y'all can see. All right. Okay. Symptoms, there we go. All right, and I think no, I'm not. Oh, I done went past it, y'all. Excuse me. Here we go. All right. So how it presents itself in adults. Adults may not see themselves as ODD or oppositional. Instead, they believe that their anger is justified and that they are victims of mistreatment. Now, we are not negating, we're not saying that people have not been in traumatic situations. We're not saying that people have not experienced mistreatment. We are not saying that people have not been in abusive situations. That's not what's being said. But unfortunately, there are a lot of times people use these things as vices, or use it as a reason why they're the way that they are, and without seeking help for it. That being angry and stuff like, excuse me, Woodrow. I'm sorry, my grandpup is a mess. He is real smart, so he does things when his grandma is not looking. Bam, I need you to sit right there. Thank you. And don't move. Thank you. Sit there. He is very smart, y'all. And he gets into stuff when his grandma's not looking. All right. Don't move. Stay there. Stay there, Woodrow. All right. So number 2. Symptoms may be less about open defiance and more about ongoing things like ongoing pervasive hostility, ongoing negativity that leads to constant conflict. Okay, those type of things. And then while ODD or oppositional defiant disorder is typically identified in children, if it goes undiagnosed and untreated, it of course it goes all the way into adulthood, and then it becomes, y'all know, it becomes 10 times worse. Hey, Beth, how are you? It becomes 10, 20, 50 times worse, because we know anything that is not taken care of, that's not if it's not treated, it gets worse. Anything, a cold, if it's not treated, it gets worse. It turns into pneumonia, then turns into something else. Then you can turn into, you know what I'm saying. something fatal. All right. So anything that is untreated, it gets worse rather than get better. So we don't ignore things. What we do is we recognize it and we push on. Okay, she said those pups. Yes, ma'am. It's two of them. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so we're going to move on to what does oppositional defiant disorder look like once again. Okay, and I'm going to refresh. So again, they lose their temper. They argue with everybody, any and everybody, wherever they go, actively defy, refuse to comply with rules and laws, deliberately annoy people, blame others for their mistakes and for their behaviors, easily annoy other people. They're always angry and resentful. Most of the time, they're spiteful and they're vindictive. Okay, so we're going to look into the causes of this. But before we do that, I want to play this video.
With oppositional defiant disorder isn't seeking treatment because they don't conceptualize their problems as being oppositional. If they come to treatment on their own, it's because of different issues like depression, anxiety, or even ADHD. It's only after getting more information about their relationship history or childhood history that the oppositional issues become apparent. Those issues could still be addressed in therapy if the person is motivated to change.
Okay, so she said something that was key. That things can change. Let me add this back in. I'm sorry. That things can change. Things can get better if the person is motivated to change. That's if the person is motivated to change. So you have to be motivated to change. Oh, I miss and love you too, Beth. She's so sweet. Okay, so constant opposition to authority figures makes it difficult for adults with ODD to keep their jobs and to maintain relationships and their marriages. Okay, which I'm going to be talking about next week. Next week is Thanksgiving. So I'm going to be coming on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Because the end of the week, we got to start preparing for Thanksgiving. So, and that's my final week next week, Monday and Tuesday, not Tuesday and Thursday, Monday and Tuesday of next week. Okay. Monday and Tuesday of next week. Okay. We'll be on because it's Thanksgiving week. Okay. So getting back to this, it makes me undiagnosed adults with ODD. It's very hard for them to keep jobs, to maintain relationships, to maintain marriages. They're particularly quick to anger. They're impatient. They have a low tolerance for frustration. They see themselves as mistreated victims all the time. They're misunderstood. And they see themselves as misunderstood and unappreciated. They see themselves as the victim rather than the cause of the pain in the family. I'm going to say it again. They see themselves as the victim rather than the cause of the pain in the family. Or as I say, AKA, they see themselves as the victim rather than the villain. Y'all know I am a not an action hero. I love stuff. I grew up watching Batman and stuff like that. So it's always been victim, villain, villain, and innocent bystander, stuff like that. So I started incorporating that into my counsel, victim, villain, and just to be as a funny, not to hurt, just to as a little funny, a little joke with the little emblems, Batman and the Joker and stuff like that. Okay. So, causes of oppositional defiant disorder in adults. ODD has a strongly genetic component. It's genetic. Okay. A lot of times it's genetic. It runs in families, and several people in the same family may be affected. A lot of times that's what I've seen doing counsel and doing therapy sessions. It runs, it's biological, it's genetic. It often begins in childhood with patterns of rebellion against adults and their rules. Woody? And their rules. Some children with ODD outgrow the condition by age 8 or 9. And that's with great therapy and practices and stuff like that. But about half of them continue to experience these symptoms of ODD throughout their adulthood. People with ODD report feeling angry all of the time. They don't even understand why they're angry. Okay. And about 40% of them become progressively worse and develop antisocial personality disorders. Understanding ODD can help them provide a neurological explanation for the gut-wrenching feelings, and is also an important first step for them getting the treatment that they need. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure that. Okay, my grandpa. Okay, number 2. Symptoms of oppositional defiant disorder in adults in their homes. So sometimes, and I'm gonna skip over this. I'm gonna talk about this next week because I'm gonna talk more about that with marriages and relationships. I'm gonna skip over this tonight with that and talk about this next week. But symptoms of ODD in adults and in the work sector. So there are similar manifestations of ODD that may be apparent at work. Near constant arguments with a boss or a coworker. That, to me, that is when you're constantly arguing with your boss. Oh my gosh, you are asking to be fired. And when you don't see any wrong in that, that's dangerous. Let me put this on. I'm telling you, I like what Tamika just said. And as you can see, I've been hurting multiple times, but she don't go around hurting people. And you know what, Tamika, most of us experience hurt. But we learn as we become adults, we learn how not to hurt other people when we're hurting. Most of us learn how to compartmentalize our hurt. We know how to keep our personal life at home, in our personal lives, and our professional lives at work, and our professional lives, and we don't cross the two because we understand the difference. I actually had to say something to a coworker today. And she's a young lady. I had to tell her, when you're having a bad day, everybody has bad days. And I did suggest that she apologize to the people that she was snippy with at work. And I said, if you're having a bad day, we all do. And it's going to get better. But you have to learn how to have a line of demarcation and keep your personal life, keep it in your personal life, keep it at home. And your professional life, keep it professional. Do not allow your personal life to glom over to your professional setting because you don't want consequences at work from what's going on at home. And I said, you can learn this. I said, but whatever you do, go and apologize. Apologize to the people that you were snippy with, your coworkers. Okay. We don't know what's happening at home, just like you don't know what's happening, but we want to keep our professional lives professional. And this is what this is talking about here. Okay. When you're constantly arguing with your bosses or your coworkers. And number 2, commonly feeling oppressed by office rules. Okay. Things can change at work. They can get better. Okay. But everywhere you go, you're constantly feeling oppressed, then that's not them, it's you. Okay. Number 3, purposely engaging in behaviors that irritate your coworkers, like eating smelly foods for lunch or stealing someone's lunch. People do that. They steal other people's lunches if they can. Go into their space and take their belongings and stuff, which that is borderline stealing. If you do that without permission, stuff like that. Number 3, purposely engaging. I said that irritate your coworkers. Number 4, sanctioned by human resources for violating company policies. Wow, that's serious. Fired for being physically aggressive with coworkers in heated moments. Ooh, how many of y'all saw Girls Trip? It was so comical. Girls Trip. That was when Tiffany had it. She played her role in there, and she wound up beating up her coworker for eating her lunch, and then she got fired. That's what they're talking about. That ODD right there. Has meltdowns during meetings or annual reviews after receiving constructive criticism. I'm going to say that again. Having meltdowns during meetings or annual reviews after receiving constructive criticism. Oh my, when you show that, those are signs of emotional instability. And so you've got to go and speak to a professional about how you can better handle your emotions, especially in a work setting. That's a good way for you to for you to get um laid off. That's a laid off in a nice term, laid off or furloughed or whatever, that way. So I am going to bring Pastor Kibwe Owens on so he can give some words of encouragement on tonight. Let me put it over here. Good evening. Let me put it this way. I like it that way. Good evening, Pastor Kibwe. How are you?
Good evening. Doing well. How are you doing this evening?
I'm fine. I'm fine. So
awesome. Look, this is awesome. A wonderful topic. And again, I think it's very important for each and every one of us to understand where we are in this. It's something we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. And I thank you for allowing me to come on and talk about the spiritual aspect of it.
yes.
Because see, those of us who know, we know that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual principalities, against witches and warlocks. There's a lot of things that we battle against. And when we're running into adults who are dealing with ODD, there are times, sometimes spiritually, we got to sit back and take an evaluation and take a look and see what's going on. There's some things that they might be struggling with, like unforgiveness. They might be struggling with rejection, abuse, being misunderstood, and even to the point where you have said things happen when in their younger life. People can speak negatively over your life, and those words have power. So we have to be mindful, because things that were spoke over our lives when we were young begin to translate when we're older. Mm-hmm. The spiritual world, they don't play easy. They will try to steal, kill, and destroy anything and anybody who is willing and has an open doorway for them to come in. Mm-hmm. This is one of the reasons why it's very important for those of us who believe in the power of prayer to pray.
That's right.
To pray for one another, to be there for one another. It is important for us to love on one another.
That's
and
right.
Ask for the spirit of discernment, because we never know what someone might truly be going through. Just because it looks like something on the outside, there might be some things going on with them on the inside. There's a story in the Bible in the book of Mark where Jesus was talking to a young man who was blind, and his disciples was like, Jesus, what's going on? And I'm paraphrasing. But he was like, what's going on, Jesus? Was it something that he did or something that his parents did in order for him to be blind?
Right.
And Jesus said, no, he is blind so that way I can get the glory.
Right.
You see, so we have to understand that there are some things that we go through in life, not just for us, but so others can see the work being done by the Spirit of God.
Yes.
And he puts us in places such as having these conversations tonight, having a certified counselor, someone who can help us diagnose it, help us understand it, help us see it, give us the tools and the strategies to be able to overcome it. But I tell you, one of the things that you said you saw in the video, Shanrae, and I'm about to finish. One thing that you saw in the video, the lady said that you can change if you want it.
Yep.
You see, the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter what you might be going through. It doesn't matter how angry you've been. It doesn't matter how irritated you've been. If you decide to want to be better, you can be better. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is say, I want to be better. Mm-hmm. If you know the word of prayer, you can pray, God, I need to be prayer. Give me the strategy. Send me to the right counselor. Send me to the right testing facility. Give me the right strategy so I can be better. Do you want to be better? You do not have to stay in the same condition that you're in. It doesn't matter what the world says. It doesn't matter what society says. You do not have to stay where you are and continue to do the things that you're doing.
That's right.
God says that he loves you. God says, come to me just as you are. And if you believe in me, I will provide for you everything that you need for you to get to that place. Mm-hmm. Do you want it? Being on the line tonight is the first step. Mm-hmm. Listening to the counseling is the first step. Now the choice is yours. The information is being given to you. Yeah. Now the choice is yours. Are you willing to make a change? Are you willing to? Yeah, it's going to hurt, but God says, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable, but God says, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
This is an awesome time. The time is now. Many blessings to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Pastor Kibwe. I love it. You say what I can't. I have to stay in my professional setting, but you hit it on the mark every single time, and I appreciate your inspirational word nuggets that you give whenever I'm on, because we're going to combat it both, like we said, naturally and in those spiritually, those that are willing to accept that as well. You know, and and like I say every time, I see the glass half full. I don't see the glass half empty. I never see the glass half empty. I know that we can be better if we choose to do what we need to do to be better. And this is my give back. I do this every 3 months. I come on and I do 1 month of counsel, and I specify a specific topic and go on it and give strategies and places where we can send you direct people where they can get the help that they need. I'm so glad. I want to acknowledge everybody on Instagram. You can't see their comments on here. You can see Facebook and YouTube. And I'm saying it wrong. Detma. Hi, Detma. I'm glad you back on. My nephew, Junie. Hi, Junie. My nephew is on. I see exquisite. I'm reading it wrong. I can't hardly see. Exquisite soul, and my cousin Prefka is on, and Netta is on. So glad to have y'all on Instagram. It's other people that's on. It's just hard for me to read it. That's been coming in and out. But thank you all for joining my counsel on tonight. I'm gonna let me add this in very quickly. So let me move this along. My takeaway for tonight, as you can see, it's called the 5 C's of discipline. Okay, and the 5 C's of discipline, this goes tremendously with anyone that's experiencing ODD, oppositional defiant disorder. It's clarity, that's number 1. Consistency is number 2. Communication, and I always say the proper communication, is number 3. Number 4 is caring. Number 5 is creating a sense of responsibility. And these principles, they emphasize setting clear rules, consistently enforcing them, and talking with the person that is experiencing ODD about the rules and their feelings, providing support and encouragement, and helping that person understand their responsibilities. Even though they are experiencing ODD, they still have a responsibility. Last week, I talked about teenagers and children when they are not given these different 5 C's. What happens to them when they become adults, if they even live to be an adult? Because we see a lot of tragedies on the news all the time. A lot of the people that we see in tragic situations, they're either diagnosed or undiagnosed. A lot of times they're undiagnosed and they're acting out, and they wind up taking harmful actions and hurting someone or being hurt themselves. So it is important, whether you have a diagnosis or not, we have to give a certain we got to give responsibilities to our children and boundaries, even to the people that we're in relationships with. They must know our boundaries. I'm gonna say it again. Clarity is 1. Consistency. Let me go back. Clarity. A lot of people don't understand how important clarity is. You may think that you're expressing clarity to somebody, and you're not really expressing yourself the way that you should for them to understand where you're coming from. So that, like I said last week and the week before, I raised my children are grown now, but when I was raising them, I would tell them all the time, be detailed when you're talking. Be detailed and explain what's in your head, because we're not in your head. We don't know what you're thinking. So unless you can be descriptive and tell me, that's the only way I'll know. Clarity. Consistency is number 2. Proper communication is number 3. Caring is number 4. And creating a sense of responsibility. That is very important. Number 5, creating a sense of responsibility. Everybody has their role to play, whether you're a child or you're an adult or you're a teenager. We all have our roles to play, and we all have our responsibilities within those ranges. Okay. All right. So that's my takeaway for tonight. Let's do my quote. The quote says, and I really love this quote: mastering others is showing strength. It is. But mastering yourself is showing true power. And that's by Lao Tzu. Mastering other people shows strength. Anybody could be a bully. Anybody can do this. You can, lord over this one. And, we see that a lot in the politics and TV and bullies on TV. But mastering your own self, your own emotions, mastering your own mindset, and to becoming the best version of you. Ooh, now that's true power right there. That's by Lao Tzu. And I'm gonna probably keep that until next week. I like that one. All right, let me open this up for my fellow counselors and theorists. That's where I got my research from. All righty then. Excuse me. I am so sorry. Let me put it back on here. I'm sorry. I'm messing up all around. Here we go. All right. Better up. Better up. Create a personal professional transformation through expert coaching. All right. If you're looking for a life coach, www.betterup.com. Next one is Ada Plus Community, empowering adults with ADD, ADHD, OCD to live their best lives. A different brain requires a different approach. www.adapluscommunity.com. Okay, my mouse don't want to work with me tonight. BetterHelp.com. All right, so if you want a safe space to speak with a licensed professional online, BetterHelp offers affordable counseling sessions for individuals, couples, and the family. www.betterhelp.com. All right, and my mouse is really cutting up, y'all. It was right here. All right, 988 Suicide Crisis and Crisis Lifeline. Help is available. You can connect with people that you can trust. If you know someone that is struggling, or if you yourself are struggling, it's okay to share your feelings. Call the 988 Lifeline, which provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people who are in distress. Prevention and crisis resources for you or that loved one. And they have best practices for professionals within the United States. 988 Crisis Helpline 24/7. I'm going to open this up again. I'm going to keep saying this because this is detrimental. I had a very close friend. I wish that she would have called 988 earlier this year. She was in a very dark place, and she did not utilize 988, or she didn't even pick up the phone and call. As far as I know, she didn't call anyone time enough. And she took her own life. And when I say she is sorely missed, when I tell you, you matter. You matter. Don't ever feel like you don't. You matter. Yes, you do matter. People love you. People love you. Don't think that they don't. You matter. If you ever get in a place that dark, it's okay just to hit 988 on your cell phone and just listen. You don't even have to talk. Just listen. But you matter. Very, very, very important. Very. Let me go back. Oh my gosh. All right. Learning RX. I love Learning RX. This company has been around for years. I mean, years. They've helped thousands of people strengthen their skills. Their IQs, most people's IQs have increased by 13 points during their time of training. They've made significant gains in their working memory and their long-term memory, and even with their attention. Learning, www.learningrx. I mean, I love this program. I really do. It has helped people for a very long time. Do your research, look it up. Learning RX. Okay. If there's a past Counsel of the Day with Shanrae series that you've missed or you just want to rewatch, go to my YouTube channel at Shanrae Price. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Then select any past series that you would like to watch. Also, if you're interested in professional one-on-one counseling services, I'm a degree counselor. I offer that. Feel free to contact me. Inbox me on any of my social media pages. The only social media page that's different than the Shanrae Price page is my Facebook page. That's under Owens. You can inbox me and I will contact you. I'm a lifestyle strategist. My aim is to aid you in your life's goals and your life's dreams. And let me open this back up. Thank you all for watching tonight. I'll see you on Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for part 2 of undiagnosed adults with ODD. See you 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pastor Kibwe Owens will be to give his inspirational nugget towards the end as well. Thank you all. If you all have any questions, feel free to inbox me. If you know someone that may be experiencing ODD, inbox me. I can maybe help you find a facility where they can go and get tested and then go from there with the treatments. The treatments work as long as the person does their part. Again, I am a degree counselor, so my specialty is cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, excuse me. And so I do a lot of homework and I do a lot of strategies, like hands-on strategies to work through whatever the person may be experiencing at the time. But you all have a wonderful evening. See you all Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, everybody.